So I see the dip.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've been handling everything. Okay. I can handle everything because I have him by my side. Emotionally, I have him by my side. Physically, and so all the blows that we kept taking, like his mom dying, his uncle dying, the rug being pulled out from the company that we work for, then basically salvaging that, but they're telling us like, oh, now you need to drop your rates. Oh, now you need to drop them even lower. If you want to work for us, you got to bring them here, which basically is like just enough to pay the guys.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, okay, I can take it. And then the house, then the water, which by the way, still no one can find the cause of the leak. Destroyed my first floor, destroyed my ceiling, destroyed my hardwood floors, my carpets, the basement, everything. So I can handle all this. But I pull in to the shop and I see him with dip in his mouth.
Uh-huh.
And it triggered me.
Uh-huh.
Like I've never been triggered. I felt like betrayed, which is stupid because it's tobacco and it's his body. And
Yeah.
you know, I can't, but it was like, it sent this signal to me of a betrayal. And I felt like he was lying to me. And I felt like I lost my shit. Like I lost my shit. Like I was 17 years old. And I just felt like I was falling apart. I like screaming at him. And he's like, I felt like my world fell apart. Like I could not stop crying. Even now it's like, so what I started really realizing was like, there was a weakness there that I saw,
mm-hmm.
that I was like, no, we're supposed to be strong together. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to be in this with me. And you just emotionally bailed. Mm-hmm. You emotionally bailed on me. And what you did was say, I can't handle this anymore. I'm going to numb out. You handle it for me. You take all the emotional baggage and you handle it because I can't do it. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't do it anymore either. I was like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. And so that was about 2.5 weeks ago. That whole episode with him triggered me back to 17. You betrayed me. You lied to me. I'm all alone again. I went back into that 17-year-old little girl. He's going to leave me. I'm a really good sleeper, and I have a very, very good sleep routine. We're in bed by like 8:30, and I'm up at 4 every day. But when all this started, it was just like I would wake up after 2 hours, and then I would just like start crying, and I would just think all night, and then I would try to go back to breathing to get my mind off of the thoughts and get into breathing, and then I would fall back asleep and wake up again. But when this happened, I went back to, where are you going? How long are you going to be gone? Well, why do you have to be over at the news shop all the time? Why do you have to leave at 5:30? Why aren't you home? And are you coming home? Mm-hmm. Like that weak, mm-hmm. insecure, mm-hmm. is he going to leave me?
Mm-hmm. It sounds like you felt like I can handle anything.
As long as he's with me.
As long as you're with me. As long as you're with me. As long as we're together. As long as we do this together, I can handle anything. Exactly. And you have been.
Yeah, I have been. And then this happened. And it was like, okay, this was the straw that broke the camel's back for me.
So how much intensity does it give you on a 0 to 10 scale? Or 0 is none at all? 10 is...
It's like a freaking 10. It ranges me.
Yeah, I see that. I just wanted to check. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. So let's check in. Let's see what happened.
It definitely went down.
Okay.
I'm probably at a 0 now. I feel like I can handle things again.
Okay. Let's see what's happening with your body as we go back to that memory gently, sort of scanning, checking. Mm-hmm. So you come to the shop or whatever was the beginning of that movie.
Yeah, come to the shop.
Yeah.
I actually kind of think it's funny how stupid he looks.
Yeah. So he's...
And a part of me feels like a lot of compassion for him because he didn't make the choice to go back to drinking. Like my heart kind of breaks for him when I pull in and I see him there. It's kind of like,
yeah.
I
And
see how stressed he is.
yeah, and why did he do that? Did he do it to betray you?
No, no, he definitely didn't do it to betray me. He
Mm.
did it to try to handle his stress the best way that he knew how to handle his stress.
So that he would what do for you?
So that he would be able to function and still stay strong for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And you probably knew this intellectually before, but how is your body reacting to that thought now? Whereas before you wanted to cry.
Yeah, no, it's more like I want to give him a hug.
Oh.
I know, like I feel bad, you know?
Yeah.
So it's definitely different than it was before.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I want to cry about it now. I feel more like I, I just want to make the stress stop for him.
So we had these two sessions. We tackled the dip memory, and then we dug out an older memory of you, the teenage pregnancy, and we cleared that one out. And then some time has passed, maybe, I don't know, 2 months even. And I'm like, okay, how are you doing? And you wrote me a message talking exclusively about business. And like, we're doing this and doing that, we're dropping this one. And I'm like, okay, how's things with your husband? How is your relation? Oh, it's great.
Well, I'm telling you, it was crazy because when I started when I did the work that you and I did together, it literally like unlocked. It was like unlocking trauma, which allowed me to move through and realize like what do I need to focus on? I know I'm not going to change him. I know, I'm not going to realistically divorce him because he went to dipping. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the dip. It
No.
was nothing to do with the dip. It had to do with that we have always been standing together in everything that we do. And I felt him emotionally detach from me and say, I can't handle anything that's going on right now. I'm going to numb out. You handle it all.
Yeah.
And I was already handling a heavy load. And I was like, how am I going to carry him? How am I going to carry me? And what does that look like if I have to carry him? Mm-hmm. If he's going to numb out, is he going to go back to drinking? Is he going to go? I don't want that life anymore. So I started like seeing a life that I didn't want instead of focusing on a life that I did want, which I think all of us do when you start to go into that worry panic mode. Absolutely. So, between using what you and I worked on and releasing the trauma of, okay, this is nothing to do with dip. This is me. This is my old wounds. And if I can get them out and look at them for what they are, then I can start doing the work on me. I started riding my bike and I've never exercised in my life. I'm just like, I don't like to exercise, but I needed to feel powerful. Yeah. And at the time I was overweight. I felt horrible about myself. So like all this stuff was coming up. All these triggers were coming up for me. So that's what I started doing. I started riding my bike and doing the exercises that you showed me. And it really started moving energy. And I've lost almost 30 pounds. Oh! I know, it's crazy. And my body's like transformed, which is crazy. My husband's like, oh my gosh, you are so skinny. And I'm like, I'm not skinny, but I have a lot of muscle. So we ended up joining the gym, and now we go to the gym together every day. And he's like at the gym for 2.5 hours a day, like working out again, starting to like pick up where he left off physically. He's lost weight. He looks amazing again. So both of us now are like lifting weights and and I'm like, I've never been this person. I've never worked out. I've never taken care of my body and like what I put in it. And my knee feels amazing because the weight that I was carrying was, I'm sure, bad for my knee, but it's transformed everything.
And so your anxiety, I know you had a lot of anxiety. Yeah. How is it now? What's the anxiety doing?
Amazing. It's not doing anything. It's being moved every day. So if I do start to stress a little bit, like I can have the conversation with myself, and I will just use the tools.
You couldn't connect with your horses, which was, oh my goodness, to me, that was like, ultimate traumatization. And I didn't want to say that right then and there, but But in my head, the horses for you are also connected with your husband, because
Oh, yeah.
there was they were part of the dream. He knew that you wanted a big, a piece of
Exactly.
land.
Him and I together created that dream. He was the one that was like, okay, let's get your horse farm. Let's get your horses. Let's
Right.
do it.
So how are you doing with the horses now?
Oh, amazing.
Oh,
Yes. He actually built me like a little arena so I can actually work with them. And it's been great. It's been awesome.